What if two families came home and both said, "This house is ours"? Not because they were making it up, because both had memories, pain, and reasons to say it. That is the simplest way to start understanding the Israeli-Palestinian conflict. It is not the whole Middle East, but it sits near the center. Imagine a classroom. In the middle is one important desk. For one group of kids, that desk means safety. Their grandparents were chased and attacked in other classrooms. Some were nearly wiped out. So they say, "We need a desk where we can finally be safe." For another group, that desk is already home. Their parents and grandparents sat there and kept their books there. So they say, "You cannot make your safety by pushing us out." That desk is the land between the Jordan River and the Mediterranean Sea. Israelis call it home. Palestinians call it home. And both mean something deeper than dirt. For centuries, empires controlled this land. Jews, Muslims, Christians, Arabs, and others lived there. Then, in the late 1800s and early 1900s, more Jews began moving there, especially as anti-Semitism in Europe grew. This movement was Zionism. Jewish people need a safe national home. But Palestinian Arabs were already living there too. They saw more people arriving, more land changing hands, and more outsiders making promises. To them, it felt less like sharing a desk and more like being pushed off it. After World War I, Britain became the adult in charge of the classroom. Britain made promises that different groups understood differently. After the Holocaust, pressure grew to create a safe Jewish homeland. In 1947, the United Nations proposed splitting the land into two states, one Jewish, one Arab, with Jerusalem handled separately. Jewish leaders accepted it. Arab leaders rejected it, saying it was unfair. Then came 1948. Israel declared independence. War broke out. Israel survived and gained more land than the plan suggested. For Israelis, this became independence. For Palestinians, it became the Nakba, meaning catastrophe, because hundreds of thousands fled or were expelled and could not return. Same year, two very different family stories. In 1967, another war changed the map again. Israel captured the West Bank, East Jerusalem, Gaza, and other territories. Since then, Palestinians in those areas have lived under different levels of Israeli control. Israel says control is needed for security. Palestinians say it is occupation, and much of the world agrees. Now picture that classroom desk covered with tape lines, locks, cameras, and little extensions built onto one side. One kid says, "I need these locks because people keep attacking me." The other says, "But now I cannot reach my own notebook." That is why the fight is not just who gets the land. It is, where are the borders? Who controls Jerusalem? What happens to refugees? Are settlements removed or kept? How does Israel stay safe? How do Palestinians get freedom and a real state? Who governs Gaza? What happens to Hamas? Then came October 7th, 2023. Hamas-led fighters attacked Israel, killing more than 1,200 people and taking more than 240 hostages. Israel responded with a massive war in Gaza, saying it had to destroy Hamas and bring hostages home. But the war also caused enormous civilian death, destruction, hunger, displacement, and worldwide outrage. Hamas is not all Palestinians. The Israeli government is not all Jews. And civilians are not bargaining chips. The wider Middle East gets pulled in because other powers care about the outcome. Iran backs groups like Hezbollah. Hezbollah fights Israel from Lebanon. The United States strongly backs Israel. Arab states balance support for Palestinians with security and diplomacy. So the desk argument becomes a whole school argument. A common mistake is saying, this is just about religion. Religion matters because Jerusalem is holy to Jews, Muslims, and Christians. But it is also about land, fear, borders, refugees, power, trauma, and whether two peoples can both feel safe. Another mistake is pretending peace is easy. Peace would mean solving practical problems: roads, borders, weapons, water, police, holy sites, refugees, and trust. So here is the whole thing in 3 simple sentences. Two peoples claim the same land as home, and both carry deep historical wounds. Israel wants security and recognition, while Palestinians want freedom, dignity, and statehood. The conflict stays stuck because every solution has to answer land, safety, refugees, Jerusalem, settlements, leadership, and trust. Maybe the first step is not picking a slogan. It is seeing the people at the desk. The scared kid, the displaced kid, the grieving families, the hostages, the hungry children, the parents who just want tomorrow to be normal. Subscribe for more simple explanations of complicated things without the shouting.